What's up, all you motherfuckers? You know who it is. It's your boy, World of Wrestling, here today to discuss about WWE Raw from April 10th, 2023 review. Um, anyway, there's actually a couple of comments in the chat before I get started with the actual review. Um, Let me go ahead and read over Rachel Buck. She had a couple of comments as well as Matt87 Eagle. Rachel Buck says, and it looks like The Rock won't be at WrestleMania 40 because he is remaking Mona from animation to live action, and he tweeted that last week. Okay, terrific. She also goes on to say, so if Cody loses to Roman at SummerSlam, then who should beat Roman for the championship? Because there is no one else that can beat Roman. There was The Rock, but and then she says he won't make it at WrestleMania 40. So who beats Roman for the championship? Like there is no one that can beat Roman, and should he hold on the championship for another year? Absolutely not. He should not hold on to that championship for another fucking year. Um, at the end of the day, SummerSlam should be the the longest point or the latest that he actually holds on to the WWE Universal Championship and World Championship belts. Um, so that's just my viewpoint on that. I think at SummerSlam, we should see Roman lose those titles to Cody Rhodes. Personally, the way things were going at WrestleMania 39, I honestly feel that uh, Cody Rhodes should have won the damn championship based on the way the match went. I mean, the man was facing a lot of adversity throughout most of it. He didn't have an easy going anyway. So it is what it is. Anyway, Matt87 Eagle goes ahead and says, to answer the title of this random wrestling talk stream, no, it can't be saved. Well, this is not random wrestling talk. This is just purely about the review of Raw. So we will be going over random wrestling talk on Thursday, possibly Saturday, depending on what's going on Thursday. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But I will be doing Random Wrestling Talk episode number 55. So keep an eye out for that. I will have it scheduled for the specific date when I do decide to go forth with it. Matt 87 Eagle continues to say, well, Raw was mid, but better than the train wreck from last week. Well, anything was better than last week's Raw. I mean, personally, me taking a shit on this show would have been better than Monday Night Raw from last week. So it is what it is. Matt 87 Eagle continues to say, even though a good majority of the roster couldn't make the show because of travel issues. That's true. Rachel Buck says Cody will beat Lesnar and then he will beat Roman for the championship by SummerSlam. Yes, I agree. Rachel Buck says, do you see Edge facing John Cena at SummerSlam? No, I don't see any reason for those two to even face each other at this point. It's long gone. They faced each other enough times, and it's over and done with. I do not care to see it. Matt 87 Eagle says, well, Lesnar versus Cody still can't be saved. Actually, it can be saved, and I'll explain how in just a few moments. Rachel Buck says, should there be a stipulation to their match? Which match? To Roman and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam? I mean, you could do a ban the bloodline from ringside type of stipulation if you wanted to go that route to make things even between Roman and Cody, but I'm not sure what you might be talking about other than that. I mean, if you're talking about no holds bar between Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes at Backlash, okay, but I don't think that's really necessary. Um, Rachel Buck says, Who should face Edge at SummerSlam on Edge's last match? I don't think SummerSlam is going to be the last match that Edge has. I think it will be next year's WrestleMania 40. Um, who I think he should face at SummerSlam? Hmm. I'm not sure, really, to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure who he should face. That's a good question. I'm not really sure. Matt 87 Eagle says Cody sure as hell couldn't save it last night. Well, I'll explain in just a moment. All right. Let me just explain it now then. I'll go ahead and go back into the comments in the chat once I've gotten some of my feelings said in this review here. Give me 1 second. All right. So basically, hold on. All right. So really what's going on here with Cody Rhodes and Lesnar, this is like one of these rumors that are going around in like behind the scenes type shit that we report on all the time, us YouTubers and people that research all this comments and stuff about what's going on in the wrestling business and so forth. Um I mean, personally, I don't believe that this is the real reason why uh fucking not Roman, Brock Lesnar is upset with Cody Rhodes. I honestly do not believe that. I think if that is the idea that they're going to stick with, boy, oh boy, is that fucking dumb. That is fucking stupid as shit to stick with an idea that because Brock Lesnar had to open up WrestleMania, that he decided it was time to attack Cody Rhodes. No, this is what I would do. I'd have Brock Lesnar explain everything to why he decided to finally go after Cody Rhodes. And here's what I'd have him say. I'd have him say, everybody's going ahead and saying, "Oh, it's because I had to open up WrestleMania and Cody Rhodes got to be in the main event of WrestleMania." Well, technically, I don't mind start or opening the show at all. I would have him say that. I'd say, I don't mind opening the show because then I go ahead, finish my match, pack my bags, get on my private Learjet and get the fuck out of here and get my paycheck and be done with it. No, no, no. It has nothing to do with the fact that Cody Rhodes got to main event WrestleMania. It has to do with the fact that this guy tore his pec, came back, went into the Royal Rumble and was given the 30th spot into the Royal Rumble, while my ass was in the 12th spot of the Royal Rumble, and I'm being thrown over the top rope when I'm one of the best fucking. I've been here for a very long time and has made it from day one, from the first year I was here. And this guy had no adversity at all leading into WrestleMania. Basically taking what we've been saying that we feel that maybe Cody has not had enough adversity and point that out in a storyline. So basically all he would say is he came into number 30. He claims he eliminated 29 other guys, which he did not. He came in with a very few guys left over. And guess what else, Cody? If I would have been in the Royal Rumble when you came in, you wouldn't have made it to WrestleMania as a Royal Rumble winner. I would have. I've done it twice. You did it with no adversity at all leading into the Royal Rumble whatsoever. Then you go into the Elimination Chamber, don't have to do a fucking thing. You get into you get the opportunity of a lifetime, the main event WrestleMania. You left this company high and dry because you couldn't handle the fact that you had to be certain things. So you went out, you made something out of yourself, which I respect. But at the end of the day, you come back in here thinking you run the place because you made something out of yourself somewhere else. No, 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 no. That's not how this shit works. This is how it's going to work. You can beat me, then you get Roman. And then we start seeing things unravel between Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. That starts to create some dissension between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman as well. So that is the direction I would go with Brock Lesnar. And that is what would make me be interested in this matchup. Seeing Cody look at him and say, "That's the reason why you did all of this. You beat the living shit out of me the night after I had the biggest chance of my life get stripped away from me because of Solo Sikoa and the bloodline. You son of a bitch." Something like that, you know? But if they stick with this idea because Brock Lesnar had to open up WrestleMania and Cody got to main event WrestleMania, I will be sickened to my stomach. I will not give two flying fucks. I'm going to go on note in saying this as well. If WWE goes through with this draft, which I believe is on May 8th, after Backlash, which is on May 6th, they go ahead and they do this draft on May 8th, and we do not see them stick with the brand split idea where SmackDown guys stay on SmackDown on the SmackDown show and Raw guys stay on the Raw show, guess what's going to happen here on this channel? I'm not covering WWE week to week basis. I'm only going to cover their pay-per-views. That's it. Because at the end of the day, what is the fucking point of a draft if you're going to have Raw guys showing up on SmackDown, SmackDown guys showing up on Raw? It makes absolutely no fucking sense. The only thing that should be happening with a Raw and SmackDown guy is the champion who's holding the world titles or the tag team titles going from Raw and SmackDown. The champions who hold two different belts for both brands are the ones that should be allowed to go to those other brands. Other than that, everyone else without a championship should be staying on their own fucking brand. That's all we should be seeing going on in WWE at this point. And at the end of the day, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Get rid of the fucking brand split. It makes no damn sense. It's a waste of fucking time. I do not care for the brand split. I don't give a shit. Anyway, let's go through this review and go through everything here. And then we'll close up shop and call it a day. Give me 1 second here. All right. All right. So here we go. We open the show with Rey Mysterio, a SmackDown guy, showing up on a Raw show. But we're going to have a draft. We're going to have a draft. All right, sure. Makes all perfect sense in the fucking world. I stated this on SmackDown's review this past Saturday or Sunday, one of those 2 days. And, you know, we're getting this idea that we're going to get brand split bullshit. I don't count on it. So chances are I'm not going to have to review it. So Ray comes out. There's Ray chants starting up. Last week, he talks about how he's been having ups and downs for the last year. Last week should have been a dream come true with the induction and to compete. A "you deserve it" chant interrupts. On top of that, to compete at the biggest WrestleMania of all time, but instead he had to face his own son. Fans boo. Ray really wanted things to be different. The music interrupts, and out comes Dominic Mysterio to booze. Dominic goes on with the usual about he's sick of hearing Ray and how he's a deadbeat. Dominic says the Judgment Day is his real family. Ray says those idiots are using Dominic, and Dominic says Ray is the only one using people because he's selfish, just like Bad Bunny. Dominic says he would have won at WrestleMania if it weren't for Bad Bunny sticking his nose in Dominic's business. Dominic says Ray is using Bad Bunny like he used his own son. This is such fucking bullshit. Dominic shows us what happened last week with Bunny and the Judgment Day, and the back and forth continues until Ray proposes a WrestleMania rematch for tonight. Dominic says he won't fight his father, but he knows someone who will. Music interrupts, and now comes Finn Balor. We come back, and it's Ray versus Finn Balor. So, right out of the gates, we got Ray, a SmackDown guy, versus a Raw guy, Finn Balor. Again, where is the fucking consistency here about the brand split? We're talking about a draft. Oh, we're going to change the game. We're going to change the fucking game, huh? Yeah, we're changing the game. Why don't you stick your game up your ass? It's bullshit. What game? Changing the game. You're not changing shit. Hey, Daniel, how you doing, man? I appreciate you stopping by. And I'm going to go over the other comments in the chat. I apologize. I'm just kind of getting through this review so I don't spend 2-3 hours doing a full-on rant about this fucking dumbass product. I'll tell you what, folks. This show, this 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 promotion has been shit after WrestleMania. They have been doing a terrible job with the aftermath of WrestleMania. In my personal opinion, I don't think they're doing a good job at all. I think it's trash. So we get Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor actually wins with the coup de grace, gets the win. Whoop-de-doo. Fuck it. Who cares? Whatever. Great. A match that could have been on WrestleMania, maybe. Or not WrestleMania. It could have been on a pay-per-view. Daniel says the Vince curse is infecting my passion for the company since he took Triple H's booking away from us. Well, I'm going to go over that in just a moment, Daniel, because I'm starting to get pissed at Triple H too. Because good old Vinnie Mac was not here last night covering the show, doing the booking of the show. It was Triple H, not Vince. Vince's ideas, some of them were nixed for this fucking show. Now, I think it had traveling issues to deal with. I mean, we had Matt Riddle and The Miz going to face each other one-on-one. That did not take place. So, I mean, I don't know. But to be quite frank with you, this show wasn't all that great to me. It was average at best, if I was lucky to say. I mean, if you wanted to do a comparison to last week, I mean, like I said earlier, me taking a shit on this show would have been better than watching Monday Night Raw from last week. So it is what it is, you know? But whatever. Anyway, after the match, though, Balor stands tall as the music hits. We go to replays. Ray recovers while Balor and Dominic taunt him from the ramp, and that's it. So earlier today, we have Kathy Kelly was interviewing Alpha Academy backstage when Maxine Dupree interrupted. The cameraman then ran around the corner to Screams to find number one contenders Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez tending to women's champion or women's tag team champion Lita, who was down and hurt. Adam Pearce and officials came over to tend to Lita, as did her partner Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. Lita keeps trying to get up, and Lynch is suspicious of Liv and Raquel. We go to commercial break at that point. Back from the break, and we see what happened last week with Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. Graves says WWE reached out to Lesnar and his camp for comments on why he did the attack, but received nothing back but silence. So there you go, folks. We're getting the silent treatment, which means this stupid, fucked up idea that we're so called coming up with, that it was just Lesnar being upset that he was opening WrestleMania for night two, is a crock of shit. I think they're just covering it up so they have a good enough reason to give them time to come up with something better than just saying, oh, well, it was this. I sure as hell hope so, because if it is just this reason, then my goodness, what a fucking waste of time and a waste of energy. I mean, to have Cody Rhodes get thrown around like a fucking ragdoll and F5'd on steel steps, it's very dangerous. Number one, it's reckless. And number two, uh, it's wasting Cody Rhodes' time. It's mistreating him as a character on this show. And it's just plain fucking dumb. They got to have a better reason than this. And I'm pretty sure they'll come up with a better reason than this, because if they don't, this is a complete wash and a complete waste of everyone's time, honestly. At this point, it already is a waste of our time simply because of the fact that, you know, who the fuck wants to see Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes when there's nothing going on between the two of them leading up to WrestleMania? Did they have any interactions? No. So what are we seeing this? Just for the reason of doing it? What the fuck? You know? Stupid as hell. So anyway, let's move on. Graves says speculation is that Lesnar was not happy with his spot in the WrestleMania card. Patrick says Cody is okay and here tonight. Brian Saxon's backstage with Becky Lynch now. She's holding both titles, and she says Lita is in a local medical facility. Oh boy. Here we go again. The medical facility. Good old Vince McMahon terminologies. Can't just say fucking hospital. Got to say medical facility. She has no idea who she attacked her, or who attacked her, but she has her suspicions. And when she finds out who it is or who it was, she will slap their heads off. Lynch says she promised fans a title match tonight, and just when she was about to go at it alone, Trish had an idea. Trish and Adam Pearce appear, and Trish says they made a great team at WrestleMania, so why not tonight? Lynch says the match is happening right now. So we're going to get Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus as a tag team against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the tag team titles in the women's division. Now, I kind of glimpsed at this on and off. I didn't particularly care for this all that much. I thought it was okay. There was some botches in this match. I mean, me and my girlfriend, we were kind of doing our own thing and whatnot. We didn't particularly care for this shit all that much anyway. But yeah, this was just whatever, it was 20 minutes of nonstop wrestling almost, from what I heard the total runtime. I didn't know it was that long. Thought it was maybe 15 minutes. But no, Trish Stratus was involved in this match, and she gets rolled up and pinned by Liv Morgan. And then Trish Stratus instantly turns in a very uneventful heel turn. Like, do I give a shit? No. We all knew this was coming anyway from point one, from the very first thing coming out of WrestleMania. We heard rumors going around that Trish may end up becoming a heel going up against Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. That was the rumored thing going around in WWE, if Trish could stay after WrestleMania, and apparently she can. So, I mean, it is what it is, I don't particularly think that this was a great booking decision, very lackadaisical. I don't think that people really tried their damnedest to make this a very eventful heel turn for Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus at WrestleMania 20 was a lot better heel turn than what we got here last night. Honestly, this was shit. Straight up, complete and utter fucking garbage. Did not care for this heel turn at all. Very uneventful and nothing very important. Now we just get Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus to have their big moment where they get to wrestle each other one on one at SummerSlam or whenever the fuck they decide to do this bullshit. None of it matters. None of it matters. It's fucking flat. There's nothing fun about this shit. Honestly. So after the match, the music hits as Liv Morgan Raquel celebrate a disappointed Lynch helps Trish up and raises her hand. Lynch then has some words for Trish. They hug and Lynch goes to leave, but Trish decks her from behind and Stratus then drops Lynch again with a chick kick as fans boo. Stratus makes her exit to boos, stopping to look back at the ring and crowd. Big fucking whoop-de-doo. Kathy Kelly's backstage with Paul Heyman now. She asks about what happened with Brock Lesnar last week and if he has insight into Lesnar's actions. He says he can, but he wants another question. He calls undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion Kevin Owens a problem, but says he also has a problem because partner Sami Zayn is not here tonight. Matt Riddle is also not here, all because of so-called flight delays. Heyman jokes that Sami and Riddle caught a later flight because of Solo Sikoa. Heyman says that Owens has no allies and fewer friends. He has to face the Enforcer on one leg, and the Usos are here. He mentions them following undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns' order to end the Owens problem. Now, just basically, if you guys are really using your logic cap here, if you got your logic cap on, you're going to say to yourself, why the fuck is Kevin Owens wrestling tonight when last Friday he had a fucking production crate, fall on top of his leg and he couldn't walk? Now all of a sudden he can walk and perform at 100% to wrestle Solo Sikoa, when actually in reality we've seen these two wrestle each other a few weeks ago, just before WrestleMania, where Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa went one-on-one, where Kevin Owens lost, which he did lose in the main event tonight, or last night. So why do we give a shit? And not to mention, that match was in a no-holds-barred match, which was a lot better than what we got here tonight, or last night. It befuddles me how stupid and idiotic this shit can really be. And we're all supposed to go, yay, this is fun. I enjoy this garbage. Woohoo! No, I'm not going to say I enjoy the garbage when it's garbage. And that's what this shit is. Terribly booked, very lackluster, and just no fucking care at all. I mean, come on. This is garbage. I don't fucking care about this bullshit. I got more important things I could be doing in my life. Like cover New Japan Wrestling, which, by the way, I'm going to probably have to do. And I'm going to go over the one of their major events that happened this past weekend on April 8th. So I'll go over that with you guys hopefully by Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to do that in audio format. I'm not going to do that live. So just keep an eye out for that whenever I can get it done. Excuse me. Anyway, let me see here. The fuck. All right. What the fuck am I at? Lost my place here. Hold on. We were at the point where we were talking about Paul Heyman. There we go. Back from the break, and we see what just happened with Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch. Brian Saxon tries to get comments from Trish backstage, but she keeps walking. Okay. We see the WWE draft announcement on Friday. SmackDown from WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H. Dakota Kai and Io Sky are waiting outside of Adam Pearce's office, saying Bailey has been in there for a long time. Bailey comes out and says all Pierce wanted to discuss is the WWE draft. She says Pierce offered her a triple threat spot tonight to determine the number one contender to the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. And when she becomes champion, she will have more leverage for. And Sky interrupts and speaks Japanese. Kai says, what means is, what about us? It should be one of us in the triple threat match. Bailey says she can go talk to Pierce to see what he says about one of them taking her spot, and she goes back in. I don't understand this nonsense. Why the fuck would she go back into Adam Pierce's office to give one of them an opportunity? They were tag team partners. They had nothing to do with the singles competition. That's number one. Number two, why would Bailey even be given an opportunity? She's lost 100 million fucking times. She's losing as badly as Chad Gable at this point. None of this shit makes any fucking sense at the end of the day. None of it. I just don't understand how anybody could see that this is good content. I don't. I see this as fucking garbage. Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. Now, this was a good matchup. This is a Vincent Mann type of matchup, I have to say. But this is a matchup I would be okay with watching, especially as a pay-per-view match, which this ended up being a double count out. And they brawled outside and everything. This was a good match. Very entertaining with two big motherfuckers that know how to fight. And I enjoyed this match, even though it was a double count out. I hope to see this at Backlash. I think this will be a great matchup to see on the pay-per-view. I think these two will pull out a good banger of a match with two bulls of guys going at it in the middle of the ring. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, this was one of the better things on the show tonight. After the bell, Reed and Lashley continue brawling at ringside as fans cheer. Officials and security hold them back, but they break free and keep fighting. We then see Cody Rhodes walking backstage back to commercial. And then when Cody comes out, he does his spiel about the entire thing. So when he gets to the ring, he asks Seattle what they want to talk about. I don't know. Maybe the poor booking decision by WWE to say Brock Lesnar attacked you because of the fact that you were on last of WrestleMania and he was on first. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a little bit of a fucking thought, I mean, none of this makes any fucking sense, as I've been saying this entire fucking review. You might as well call this a damn rant as well. So yes, so he goes on about the WrestleMania 39 loss to the undisputed champion. He's also smiling during the entrance. I don't understand this bullshit smiling crap. You got your fucking ass kicked last week. F5'd on top of a fucking steel steps. Your ribs should be hurting the shit out of you. And you're just standing around going, "Hi, guys. I'm sorry I failed miserably at WrestleMania 39. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the apology is okay. It shows that he is showing that he worked his tail off. He felt he let them down. It's to build some sympathy towards a baby face. It makes sense. But to stand there, walk down the ramp to your entrance music, and to be smiling makes absolutely no fucking sense. After being attacked by a fucking gorilla like Brock Lesnar and F5'd on top of steel steps, you shouldn't be walking around smiling at all. You should be fucking pissed. You should be walking around grabbing your ribs. You should be doing something of some sort that doesn't show any kind of happiness whatsoever because you have nothing to be happy about. You lost at WrestleMania 39. You got screwed. You didn't really technically lost. You just got screwed over by Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline. Um, and then you wanted to get even and get a little bit of taste out of Roman Reigns' ass, and you had a tag team with someone, and so-called Brock Lesnar comes out to say he has your back, and at the end of the day, he attacks you and beats the living shit out of you for no fucking apparent reason at all. The only reason they can come up with is the fact that he just didn't like the fact of opening up WrestleMania 39. Are you fucking kidding me with all this bullshit? Seriously. I mean, give me a fucking break. Anyway. So he goes on about the WrestleMania 39 loss to Roman Reigns and takes full blame for it. He praises Roman he's praising Roman Reigns for cheating and fucking him over in this match. I do not understand this nonsense. I do not fucking understand why he would be praising Roman Reigns. He should be pissed at Roman Reigns. He knew full well what he was doing. He had his boys come out there and fuck him 10 ways to Sunday, and that's what they did. From the Usos to Solo Sikoa to Paul Heyman, probably. You could say a little bit of instigation going on there. And then you had Roman Reigns picking up the scraps after he gets fucked over in the match. And if you go back and you watch that match, by the way, the match was still great. But if you really pay very close attention, which is not very hard to notice, you notice Cody has Roman on the third crossroads, ready to do it, and he's backing up into the corner. He was in the middle of the ring. Why did he have to back up into the corner to perform the move again, only to get ready to get set up for a fucking Samoan spike to the throat? This shit is fucking stupid. And then we're supposed to sit here and go, oh, this is a great show. It's awesome. It's very entertaining. You'd think we would see this kind of shit on AEW? Are you fucking kidding me? At the end of the day, guys, I'm going to be straight up honest. I was one of the people saying that Cody needed to go through some adversity because what he was going through leading into WrestleMania was not adversity at all. Everything looked like it was being given hand given to him. But the problem is, here's the thing. At this matchup, Cody was going through all kinds of adversity through the bloodline, attacking him left and right. If it wasn't for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, there wouldn't be no way in hell he could have even had a shot to even win this fucking match. And then you have Cody Rhodes back up with the third crossroads ready to be nailed, and he's backing up into the corner so he could get ready to get spiked into the fucking throat, making Cody look like a complete ass of himself. What a bunch of fucking morons, and we're supposed to buy into this bullshit. What a joke. Whatever, man. Whatever. Anyway. Let me see where we are at. He said he was sorry. He says he heard two things after the loss. His friend Matt who? Matt Cardona? That's the only person I could really think of that he's referring to. Matt Cardona, simply because of the fact that Matt Cardona has been rumored to be coming to WWE. That's the first person I thought of. Could be referring to Matt Hardy. Could be referring to Matt Jackson from the Young Bucks. Who the fuck knows? I'm going to, though, go with my gut and say it was Matt Cardona, but he can't say the last name for some apparent reason. I don't know why. That makes absolutely no fucking sense either. But we're supposed to guess who the fuck Matt is. Matt. Yeah, okay. So his friend Matt asked him if wins and loss even matter at this point in his career. And Cody says absolutely they do. What is the point of stealing the show if you don't walk away with a prize, as they are prize fighters? Prize fighters. They're using the terminology prize fighters. Sure, folks, they're prize fighters, and I'm a fucking millionaire. Can't you tell this presentation's made by $1 million? See the background over here? I got an amazing background. Look at it. I got fucking award frames behind me, a fucking lamp and a bed and all this other shit. Yeah, I'm really killing it here, right along with their prize fighters. Sure. And I'm a porn star. Sure. Sorry, babe. Just joking around. Don't want my girlfriend killing me. No, and I'm not a porn star. Sure as hell don't want to be. Anyway, the only ones saying wins and losses don't matter are Hall of Famers and others who have finished their story. Again, we're going back to the finish the story. Pal, you had your opportunity to finish your fucking story at WrestleMania. But no, we don't get that. Anyway, the second thing he heard came from Paul Heyman, who said if Cody is to challenge for the title again, he must earn it. Cody says this refutes his whole career, his whole life. He goes over the stages of his career. Earn it, I am it. That was a very powerful statement. I will give them that. That was pretty damn good. But that was stuff we should have been hearing in the lead up to WrestleMania, personally. But hey, I mean, better late than never. Fans chant Cody again, and he says now his unfinished tale has a new wrinkle to it, and that's Brock Lesnar. Cody talks about how embarrassing last Sunday and Monday were for him. Rhodes wants someone to tell him why Lesnar did what he did. He heard on SmackDown how Lesnar was upset over his WrestleMania spot, which Cody can almost understand. His other theory is that Lesnar is uncertain about Cody, the hype that comes with him, the change he brought to WWE, which will directly impact Lesnar. Why else would he wait to get the drop on Cody when his back was turned? Cody knows Lesnar is listening. Yes, why would Lesnar ever be uncertain? He goes on about Lesnar's achievements and dominance, how he's a predator and how he sees a predator when he looks in the mirror. Cody admits he is scared of Lesnar. Now, I'm a little torn on this. I don't know if this is really a good thing to be saying, hey, I'm scared. But then again, for a guy like Brock Lesnar, his height, his massive ability, and his realism of as a fighter. He fought in UFC, so he knows what it's like to actually fight. I mean, this guy can rip most of these guys into pieces if he really wanted to in a real legitimate fight. So, in that aspect, I can understand them having him go out and say something like that. But at the same time, you're Cody Rhodes. You're trying to go after the World Heavyweight Championships. You're going to go on to say that? Kind of makes you look a little weak in my book. But then again, we're looking at a David versus Goliath type of matchup. I mean, you look at the height difference, you look at the weight difference. I mean, Cody is a very slim, fit guy, while we got Brock Lesnar as this massive gorilla who's like 6'5" and weighs over 275 fucking pounds. He's a monster of a dude for his height and weight. And he's muscular as hell still at his age. And he doesn't pull any punches. He goes in there and he mollops his opponents. So, I mean, he's not some guy to just, look over and say, it's no big deal. I can face him and beat him with no problem. But still, I mean, to say that you're scared, openly admit that, I think that is a little bit of a stupid thing to have someone do in a creative sense. But I guess it does make a little bit of sense since that Brock Lesnar being who he is, it definitely would scare most people to want to actually go in a fight with. So, yeah. All right, continuing on. So Cody says he might be scared, but he's going to turn himself from being a prey to a predator and making Lesnar the prey. the Predator, or him being the Predator and Brock Lesnar being the prey. Whatever which way you want to look at this, whatever. This is so fucking dumb. Anyway, Cody says it can be anywhere, anytime, any place, but he knows Lesnar isn't here in Seattle tonight. Fans boo, and Cody challenges Lesnar to a match at Backlash, calling it WrestleMania Backlash. So, folks, there's no typo, there's no error here. It is WrestleMania Backlash. They just have not changed the graphic from Backlash back to WrestleMania Backlash. Good old Vinnie Mac wanted his WrestleMania slogan to be added in there for Backlash. It's very important to have it being WrestleMania Backlash, you know, when this is not WrestleMania. It's just fucking Backlash, dumbass. All right. So we see how Kevin Owens was attacked by Solo Sikoa backstage at SmackDown, and then how Solo helped Jey Uso defeat Sami Zayn. We also see how Matt Riddle saved Zayn from a beating by Solo and Jey Uso. The Usos had a match with Alpha Academy, which was actually a very decent tag team matchup. Fortunately, Chad Gable suffers another loss, and that's all it continues to do is lose to everybody. So that really sucks. After the match, the Usos stand tall as music hits. We go to replays. The Usos celebrate to the back now, and that's that. They hit the one and done maneuver. Then we have the triple threat match with Io Sky, Piper Niven, and Mia Yim. And Io Sky wins this matchup. I mean, it wasn't terrific or anything spectacular. It was okay, but I barely even paid attention to the shit. Really, I just didn't really care about Monday Night Raw this week, even though it was slightly better than last week's episode, which wasn't much. So after the match, Sky begins celebrating as the music hits. We go to replays. Kai joins Sky in the ring to celebrate, as does Bailey, but she's not excited as Kai is. And Sky has earned a future shot at Belair for her women's championship on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens is backstage with Brian Saxon now. Saxon's asked about facing Solo Sikoa tonight. All things considered, Owens talks about how he's not very smart, but is wise. He often leads with his emotions, and they get the best of him at times. Tonight, his heart says he should beat the hell out of Sikoa for what he did on Friday, and Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle aren't here to do that, so it's on Owens. He says maybe he shouldn't compete. His leg isn't even close to 100%, but they know that, but all he cares about is revenge for what Solo Sikoa did to him. Maybe this isn't the wisest decision, but that's okay because Kevin Owens and he's Kevin Owens and he just keeps fighting. Like it says on the back of his t-shirt, Owens heads off to the ring. So we get the main event, and Solo Sikoa ends up winning this matchup, beating Kevin Owens with the Samoan spike and the win. But after the match, the Solo Sikoa stands tall as the music hits. They basically do a similar thing that they did last week on SmackDown. This time, Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle show up, though, together, and they run to the ring to make the save for Kevin Owens. And apparently, we are going to get the Usos and Solo Sikoa against Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle as the co-main event to Backlash this coming May 8th or May 6th on pay-per-view. So that's what we got. That was the end of the show, and that was it. That's our show. So we just had a rinse and repeat type of situation that happened with SmackDown with Sami Zayn, and now we just got that with Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle saving Kevin Owens from the Usos and Solo Sikoa. And that's what we've got. Very creative stuff, folks. Let me tell you. It is so creative. makes me want to puke. This is such bullshit. Folks, all I can say is this real simple, straight to the point. After the draft, if we do not have a legitimate brand split, we do not see superstars that are on Raw performing on Raw only and SmackDown stars only performing on SmackDown, I will not be covering this crap anymore. It's already illogical as it is. If they can't even stick to a fucking brand split when they're saying they're going to do a draft, I think enough is enough and I got to pull the cord on this shit. Because at this point, it's getting to the point of nauseum, really. All right, let's go into the comments in the chat, and then we'll close up shop here. If you guys want to leave any comments as I go through, you're more than welcome to. I will go ahead and read them as I get to the bottom of the chat. So here we go. All right. Rachel Buck says, no, he said his last match is SummerSlam. Oh, okay. Well, if his last match is SummerSlam, maybe he wins the world championships and then he drops the titles, says goodbye. They're both vacated, and that's how the titles are split. We see Roman lose to Edge, which we should have seen at Money in the Bank in 2021, but we didn't see that because Seth Rollins got involved in that match. Anyway, moving on. Rachel Buck says, oh, they were here in Seattle, Washington. Rachel Buck says, I am actually from Tacoma, Washington. Okay, so you're on the West Coast. Cool. Matt87 Eagle says, a brain dead monkey could write a better reason to attack Cody. Boy, oh boy, that's pretty weird. If a brain dead monkey can write a better show than Vince, I think Vince ought to be put in the grave already and call it a day. Just saying. All right, I already read Daniel's comments from, hey man, what's going on? The Vince curse is infecting my passion for the company since he took Triple H's booking away from us. Rachel Buck says, no, it was the weather here in Seattle, Washington. Okay, I don't know. Matt 87 Eagle says, Vince normally doesn't fly to the West Coast for the shows. Well, it doesn't matter. We have technology to help us out with, doing Zoom calls, Skype, anything. He can even fucking do it through text if he wants to as he's watching the show. He can say, hey, why don't you change it to this? We better shit. Some kind of fucking bullshit like that. Anyway. Rachel Buck says, because I'm from Tacoma, Washington, which you already stated earlier. Matt 87 Eagle says, doesn't mean he won't bark orders from Zoom calls. Yeah, just like I just said. Rachel Buck says that Roman is not going to be at Backlash. Yeah, obviously, that's a given. I didn't buy or believe that Roman Reigns was going to show up at Backlash for any reason at all. He's gone. He'll probably be gone until maybe the Saudi show, or he may be gone until fucking SummerSlam for all we know, or for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I don't know. Don't really give a shit. Anyway, Matt87 Eagle says that Vince wants to turn Cody into John Cena 2.0, and guess what? It will fail if they don't let Cody be Cody. Obviously. I don't want to see John Cena 2.0. Cody is not John Cena. And Cody was trying to win a world championship, by the way. So, I mean, at least with Brock Lesnar, we had back when John Cena got attacked by Brock Lesnar, it kind of made sense. He was making a return. He was trying to make a statement. This time, it's not even to make a statement, and he's not making a return back to WWE for such a long hiatus. He just decided to attack Cody Rhodes for no fucking apparent reason at all, outside of, for what we know right now, is he was on the opener of WrestleMania. And I really hope that changes when they have him show up on the show to make his explanation heard to why he did what he did. So just they better come up with something soon because time is wasting. So Matt 87 Eagle continues and says Roman pushed Cody into the ropes. He didn't lead Cody to the ropes. Bullshit. I saw and watched back that match. He was walking backwards with Roman Reigns, and they went into that corner. That is bullshit, Matt. I saw it with my own two eyes. I rewatched it. The whole fucking match came to the end, and I saw that shit, and I thought it was absolute fucking garbage. The match was still great. I'm not going to deny it was a great match, but the way that thing came to a close was awful. Matt 87 Eagle says it was me. Cody and I go way back. Oh, it was you, huh, Matt? All right, so it was Matt 87 Eagle that Cody was talking to. Apparently, wins and losses don't matter. You would know that, Matt, simply because of the fact that WWE doesn't care about wins and losses. I mean, look at Chad Gable and look at Bailey. They've been losing like crazy every fucking week, and yet they're advertising, shown on television every single week to do what? Lose. Or just stand there like fucking idiots and make fools out of themselves. By the way, did you happen to notice we didn't get maximum male models? We didn't get any of that kind of crap here last night. Very interesting, if you ask me. Matt 87 Eagle continues to say, do you think AEW will be able to put together a good build for both All In and All Out back to back? What? No, they ain't doing All In and All Out back to back. Let me check this shit out. All Out 2023. Excuse me. So on Sportskeeda, I'm looking this information up right now. This is insane. There is a large amount of uncertainty looming over the AEW All Out 2023 plans for the pay-per-view are yet to be disclosed, even though the promotion has decided to host an event closer to its usual date. In the latest announcement on Dynamite, Tony Khan disclosed that All Elite Wrestling will make its UK debut soon. AEW All In is set to be a grand event emanating from the Wembley Stadium in London on August 27th. The concept was taken from the 2018 indie event All In, which featured notable stars such as blah, blah, blah. We already know all that shit. Preceded by Forbidden Door 2023 in June, the introduction of All In has taken the wrestling world by storm. The latest addition to the pay-per-view card, however, has also thrown a shade over AEW All Out 2023. The extravaganza is usually held at the beginning of September, so fans suspect that it may have taken a back seat. Was asked by a fan, I believe on Twitter or some social media platform, if the AEW All Out pay-per-view for 2023 was canceled, and the answer is no, according to the All Out or All Elite Wrestling personality Anthony Bowens. During a conversation on Twitter, the former tag team champion clarified that the event will occur the following week of AEW All In. Remains to be seen how Tony Khan marshals his troops in this hectic times. What? Oh my God. What? Has the wrestling world just flipped their fucking rockers or something? Have they lost their fucking minds? This is like SummerSlam of 2020 and back payback. 2020 all over again. They did this in WWE in 2020 during the pandemic. They had SummerSlam, Roman Reigns made his return, and Bray Wyatt had a 1 week reign as WWE Universal Champion to ultimately lose the title to Roman Reigns, where Roman did not even show up for the match until the very end of the match. I don't understand. I would figure that All In was the pay-per-view All Out. They just changed the name because they're doing something really big. Why would they need to do All Out for? This is stupid. You don't need this. You don't need this shit. Ugh. I don't know, man. If I happen to forget, Daniel says WWE's dead. Long live AEW. I agree with you 100%. But what the fuck? That's some really fucked up news, man. That is some fucked up news. All Out's going to be a week after All In. What are they going to do? Just throw some fucking random matches together and that's it? Here you go, guys. Enjoy the show. We don't have to make any sense. Come on, man. This is fucking dumb. I don't understand this concept of what he's doing here, but nobody's going to give a shit after All In. All In is All Out. They might as well should have just called All In All Out and kept the title the same and had it for August 27th at Wembley Stadium in the United Kingdom. Made no fucking sense, man. Whatever. I don't think they're going to be able to pull off a good build for All Out. All In's going to get the proper build. All Out's just going to be, I guess, a repeat or rerun of matches that occurred on All In. Basically, you could call it Backlash and have rematches. I mean, that's the only thing I could figure that would make any sense for All Out to make it, be done correctly or have any kind of build. They'd have to have rematches from the rivalries that took place at the All In pay-per-view. I don't know, man. Sounds pretty dumb to me. Rachel Buck says Brock is gonna get mega heat because he is a heel. He's only gonna get heat if he's actually gonna make sense of why he attacked Cody Rhodes. Honestly, if he doesn't have a good reason outside of what they just said, it ain't gonna be worth the continental shit. Rachel Buck says Cody is gonna get louder cheers when he faces Brock Lesnar. Yeah, of course. People want to see Cody become world champion. There's no doubt about it. Matty Seven Eagle says, yeah, they are All Out is in Chicago right after All In. Week apart, I think, he says. And then Matty Seven Eagle says, we could get the Elite versus FTR and Punk in Chicago. I don't know why we wouldn't get that at All In. Why would we need to wait till Chicago for that? Anyway, Rachel Buck states that Brock is going to get mega heat. She already stated all this. Okay, so that's all the comments in the chat. Anyway, guys, I thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this live review for Monday Night Raw for April 10th, 2023, I greatly appreciate slapping down that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night, guys. Bye.